All right, welcome back to season 5 of our show. And today, it's shoulder clod, 30 pounds worth of it. Let's show you how to get this cooked up. All right, so it's shoulder clod. Now, this is the front shoulder of a cow. The front upper part of the shoulder, this is it, and it's 30 pounds worth of it. This consists of a couple of different steaks. You got a chuck roast, you got tube steaks in here, ground beef that they make hamburgers out of. You got some stewing meat in there. You got ranch steaks. There's a couple of different steaks that are in here. And of course, you have the flat iron steak as well too in here. So let's show you how to get this seasoned up. So right here we have some salt. This is sea salt, large granular sea salt, rosemary, coriander, and dry thyme. And we got a grinder here. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our grind on. All equal parts, into the grinder we go. Now I have some in there just to show you, but if you line them all up like this, it's very easy just to get the right amounts. So pick out the amounts you want, line them up just like this, and just start to go across, and then you can take what you want. As you can see, I want all equal. You can get a little bit more over here. As long as you line them up equal, they'll always come out equal. So let's just get this full. Not to mention, if you want more coriander, for example, you can just come in the middle like that, and then you would have more coriander or rosemary or whatever spice that you have here. But today we're using equal parts. So let's just get this full. And now that it's nice and full, we're gonna hit this. Let's give it a couple of pulses. You want to take a look at it. See how fine you want it. I want it a lot more fine. Usually I give it about a minute, wide open. And let's see what we're looking at. As you can see, it gets more fine. A little bit more. That's it. And look at that. Now we have a beautiful powder in there. It smells amazing. All right, so let's get our salt on. So we're gonna go in with our salt. You want a good amount of that. And to help this stick, because my salt's not sticking too good. All right, and with a little olive oil. And more salt. And you're just going to keep repeating and rubbing it in. And you can also salt this onto the cooker as well too. So if you feel you don't have enough salt, but we're going to get a good amount of that on there. This is a very large piece of meat, so just get it covered well. Look how much salt we're putting on here. All right, there we go. Now in with our spice. And get that seasoned up well. I'm gonna put half on front and half on the back. Followed by more oil. So if it starts to get dry, add some more oil. And this way you can get it rubbed in good. We're going direct heat with this, and you don't want these spices to burn. So get them just rubbed in well. Just like that. All right, now I'm gonna flip this over. Let's see if I can do this with one hand. Not gonna happen. This is a big boy. All right, here's our other side. So I'm gonna go in with some spice. I'm going to use it all up. That's how much spice you want on there. Go in with the oil. And just get it massaged in. Just like that. And believe me, this guy will not be lacking flavor. You get the front of it, the sides. and leave all that fat on here. Don't trim this thing. Wait to see how moist and juicy this piece of meat is. All right, that's it. We're gonna meet you out onto the cooker, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, time to get this on, but first we're gonna show you a couple of measurements of this. First thing you wanna do is make sure something like this fits on your grate. So this is going across, I'm about 22 across. This is barely gonna make it because that's the size of the smoker is. I'm coming across here and I'm looking at approximately 14 inches across, so I'm good to go. So you don't wanna make a mistake, start to put this thing on, and all of a sudden, you got no room for it. Let's get her on. Like I said, that is a big boy. And it barely fits. All right, I'm gonna get my rods back in. Air control on this particular cooker. And she's running about 290 degrees. Let's get her lid on. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're 4 hours in. Now this is apple cider vinegar and beef broth. That's what you want. That's a homemade beef broth. Let's check this and we're gonna flip it. So first, I'm gonna do a little baste just to cool down my fire. Now we're gonna get this thing over. Let's get them over. There we go. She's looking right. Put our bars back in. And now I'm going to baste this side. You can see all that nice fat on there. Cool down our fire. And get our lid on. That's it. We're gonna baste again, then we're gonna wrap. We'll meet you back here. Don't go anywhere. All right, 8 hours in, time to pull it. We're gonna pull it and wrap it. We got enough smoke on it. 8 hours worth of smoke. Almost 30 pounds. That's all you need. All right, so let's get this up. And we go right into this with it. And we're gonna meet you inside to wrap this. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we smoked this piece of meat for 8 hours. Constant smoke. Now we have to wrap it. Let's show you how to get it done. So we're wrapping this so it can go inside the oven. That's right, we're using our oven. And the nice thing about smoking meats is that once you get done smoking them, you can use your oven for the heat part of it. Because once you wrap it, it's no longer taking on smoke. So feel free to use your oven. So I'm just gonna get this set. I'm going over top of this with some plastic wrap. A couple of good layers in here. And what that's gonna do is keep this piece of meat very juicy and moist while it's in the oven. So that's what you want to do. Just go over top with a couple of layers of plastic. If you have a big pan like this. And if you don't, just use the aluminum foil and go tight. I'm not a butcher paper fan. I don't really use butcher paper. So I know all you aluminum police out there, hey, been using it for years. I can still remember my own name, so here we go. So get it nice and tight, just like that. Aluminum foil. Let's go on with that. up that end. Get it real tight. Let's spin it. And just do the other end. Into the oven, 300 degrees. And we're gonna go for a couple hours with this until we hit 180. And we can probe it right through this aluminum if we want. But I pretty much know my cooks. It's gonna take a couple hours in there to hit 180. And right now it's probably around 140, just by feel. I don't use thermometers, so probably about 140 this is. I just go by time and feel. I've been doing this for a long time. All right, in the oven we go. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get this big boy in. There we go, 2 hours. Don't go anywhere. All right, that meat's in the oven, and while that's in the oven, we're gonna show you the rest of this meal. Let's show you how to get it done. So we're making a pasta. We're making a mushroom, onion and garlic bacon pasta. That's what we're doing. So right here we have the mushrooms, we have the pasta, onions, garlic, and of course we have bacon. On the side, we've got monkey bread coming up for you. So we're showing you a really quick recipe to make some southern onion monkey bread. So I'm gonna put this off to the side. Now I got some onions here. Now I realized that I didn't cut these onions up in the shape that I want to cut them, because they're not small enough. So I'm just gonna chop these down some more, just so they're not big pieces inside the bread. Otherwise you're gonna be pulling big pieces of onion out. I chopped these in the sides for my pasta, but I didn't think about my bread, because my bread was a last minute thing. All these videos are on the fly. Nothing's planned except for that piece of meat. The rest of it, we just wing it along. All right, so here's our onion. It's about good. Into this bread. So this is all-purpose we have here. 1 teaspoon baking powder. I'm sorry, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And 1 tablespoon of baking soda. That's what you're gonna need. All right, let's get that in. Garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, right in there. A lot of it. And water. Now we're gonna start off easy on the water, because we don't want to overmix this or overwater it, because we're going to have to add everything else. Let's just spin this around. Now I'm just starting it off with this spatula so I can get my hands in here, but until I can do that, we're just going to use this spatula. Stay nice and clean right now. All right, there we go. And just when it starts to come together, I'll get in there and I'll work it. There we go. Let's change some plans here. So I was going to show you guys monkey bread. And now I'm going to show you guys a couple of fritters instead. So let's go with the fritter. Otherwise I'm going to have to add everything else in here. So let's just make plans on the fly. All right, so here we go. Now my hands can stay clean. A fritter is basically like a hush puppy. All right, there we go. So here's our hush puppies. Onto the stove we go. All right, so we got our oil nice and hot, and we figured we'd fry in a little lard. That's where we're using lard. All right, so here's that mixture. You can see how loose it is. See that? So you just want to come in with your spoon like this. We're pretty much on medium-high heat, and I'm just going to go in like that. And I'm going to turn down my heat just a little bit. and just keep dropping. Use your spoon and get them in. See, if you make a mistake, you always have time to turn the corner and do something else. There we go. And my hands remained clean tonight. So let's just get the rest of these in. I think I'm gonna go about there with them. Not overcrowd the pan. Maybe one more. There we go. And they smell delicious already. Let's get that one in. And that's it. We're gonna fry these up. Meet you right back here when we're pulling them, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, I'm just gonna turn over these guys. Just want you to see that. I turned over those two. I'm just gonna turn over these. And look at that, nice and golden brown. Beautiful, right? Let's get these turned over. About 4 to 5 minutes. 2 minutes aside, 2.5 minutes, judge it out. That's all you need. All right, we'll meet you back here after all this is out. Then we're gonna get that pasta going, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's get this batch out of here. And by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, the salt, 1 teaspoon. That's all you're gonna need, or to your liking. All right, we're gonna get these out of here, and we'll meet you back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got some bacon rendering down. We're about 3 minutes in with this. Now we're gonna get in our onions and our garlic, all in one shot. Just like that. Just get all those pieces in there. That pan is shake, and we're gonna just sweat these down, and we'll meet you right back there. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we got our onions cooked down, and now we're gonna go in with our mushrooms. We're not adding any salt in this dish because it's already in the bacon. That's a pound of bacon in there, so no need to add salt. We'll meet you back here when this cooks down. We're gonna get our pasta in, and then we're gonna bring it all together. Stick around, don't go anywhere. All right, time to get our pasta off the water and shut everything down and get it into this nice mushroom sauce we made. So right out of the water, drain, and right in. You don't have to drain too much. That pasta water will tighten things up. Look how nice that looks. So just make sure everything's shut off. Now I'm serving this pasta a bit on the al dente side, which means hard to the tooth. Which is not well done, but it's got a little bite to it left, and it'll finish off cooking inside that beautiful mushroom sauce. That is it. All right, there we go. Let's give this a stir, just to mix it all in. And look how beautiful that looks. And now, after we mix it all in, we're going to mix it again at the table. But we can finish this off with just a little fresh basil on top. guys didn't think I was going to forget that one, did you? All right, there it is. Meet you on the chopping block. Stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are. Season 5's chopping block. Shoulder clod. Let's show you what we got. Look at that. Now that's how you want to present this in the plastic, just like that. And then at the last second, I'm going to lift this plastic up for you guys and show you what we got going on. And she's still hot, even though it's been resting for about 45 minutes. It's still really, really hot. All right, I'm gonna get a set of gloves. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more cooler, but we're gonna have to work with it. All right, here we go. Look how juicy that is, just from all that juice in that pan. All right, onto the block we go. Look at that. She's looking right. All right, so we're just gonna start carving into this. So I'm gonna turn it this way so you guys can get a good look. Let's just give this a quick turn. And now I'm gonna slice it this way, because most of my grain from here, you got a couple of different meats in here, most of my grain is going this way, so I'm just gonna start slicing off at the end. But look how tender that is. That's the fat. So let's just get that fat off of there, and then we're gonna start going down into the meat. Look at that. Is that not the juiciest shoulder clod you've ever seen? Look at that. And that was cooked hot and real fast. Beautiful. And we pulled this at 180. So that's what you're looking at. I mean, that just, look at this. Right down on the knife, very easy. It slices like butter. So I'm gonna slide this back, and we're gonna give this a try. So let's just slice it this way, and look at this. Pulls right apart. Let's give that a shot. That is phenomenal. I haven't had this piece of meat in years. I haven't cooked this in years. But it came right back to me as I was cooking this. And that's the way to do it. Let's show you a couple of more sides to this thing. So I'm gonna go on this angle. We're gonna start slicing on this angle, just to show you what we got going on over here. This is what everybody was eating before brisket. So in the 80s, 70s, this was it. Shoulder clod. I mean, look at that. So you can cut all around this piece of meat. I'm gonna move this to this side. And now I'm gonna flip this. Got a piece of meat falling off there. Let's give that a shot. Excellent. I'm gonna go back around to this side. And let's show you this side of the meat. So we're just gonna slice this way because it's going against the grain. So let's just get this little end off of here. Look at that. And then we're gonna just slice it down this way. So you get to see it all. Look at that. That's the chuck right there. And watch how this cuts. I'm just cutting it against the meat. Now let's give that a try. Outstanding. 30 pounds of pure meat. All right, we're gonna get situated. We're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, here we are, season 5 chopping block, official. Let's show you what we got. Now look at all that. Now we didn't have a lot of room on this table, so we're not gonna plate up the traditional way that we normally plate up. We're just gonna leave it just like that. Now normally, when I have people come over, I'll even serve some sandwiches out of that, which are great. Some rye bread. And if you want to serve it as a dinner, you're looking at it. So this is our pasta over here that we made. We're just going to bring in a bowl. And look at that. The pasta with the mushrooms and the bacon and the onion. There it is. So let's get some of that into the bowl. It's a really, really hearty meal. And this with the shoulder clod and that nice bread we made, those fritters, they go fantastic with this. So that's a must-try recipe. So we're gonna get this over here. We even made some shrimp cocktail. Why not, right? We're going all out. And that shoulder clod was cooked under 10 hours. Right on the cuff of that 10 hour there. So we're just gonna rip up some basil and put that in. Here's one of those nice pieces of bread. That's it. I'm just gonna show you the inside of this bread. Look at this. How's that for a beautiful hush puppy? Or fritter, or whatever you like to call them. Let's give that a try. That's fantastic. You can taste the onions in there. All the seasonings we put in there. It's light, it's delicate. Beautiful, beautiful fritter. Let's try that pasta. Those mushrooms give you the earthiness. The bacon gives you that just down-home southern feel. Along with that bread, outstanding. Now, we made a shrimp cocktail here. Let's give that a shot. That's an amazing combination between the pasta, the shoulder clod, the shrimp, the bread. Everything just works beautifully together. And by the way, we're gonna leave a link in the description of that shrimp cocktail being made. We made it before, and we're gonna leave a link to that in there. Last but not least, let's get back into that shoulder clod. All right, we're just gonna slice this again for you guys, just to show you that one more time. So look at this. Slide that back. It's cooled a little bit more, but look at that slice. I mean, how do you go wrong with this? I'm gonna just bring it over to the side. This nice fresh slice. This way you can see that nice smoke ring in there. And I'm just gonna cut that just like that. And this is all of the juice that came off of this. So we're just gonna get some of this back on here and just drizzle that down back onto the meat. And let's give that a shot. That is just phenomenal. I tell you, if you ever had tongue before, beef tongue, this piece of meat in certain spots tastes just like it. It's excellent. I would highly recommend this. And I tell you, we cooked a couple of different pieces of meat, brisket, we cooked the vacío, we cooked this, and I tell you, This is an old-fashioned piece of meat, and when this is cooked right, it's a heck of a competition against brisket. I'll tell you that much. They're neck and neck. All right, we're gonna get situated, and we're gonna meet you guys right back here, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. All right, and there it is. A perfectly cooked beef shoulder clod. We're bringing that back from an old school cut. That was readily available back in the days. You don't really find it now anymore, but you can actually butcher for it. Hope you guys like this one. Cooked under 10 hours. We serve that with a beautiful mushroom pasta, some fresh fritters, and bread fritters. And we got some shrimp cocktail on the side too as well. We're gonna leave a link in the description to that shrimp cocktail being made because we made that before. So you guys want to see that, you can check that out again. We thank you guys. We enjoyed you coming. And until the next time, gotta get that little Pitmaster taster.